Hey guys, how you doing? How's your day going? And if you're just starting, how was your night? Hope you had an amazing and a beautiful night rest. For those of you who don't know this yet, my name is Praise, and you're currently tuned into my channel. So yeah, let's just jump into it. So I decided that I want to start a type of series where we break down the basic functions we use a lot in Python to kind of give you a back end understanding of what you're using. Some of these basic functions are your print, your input, for, while, there are a lot. Basically, all the things that you don't have to import when you're working with Python. So let's take a look. Even as we get further, we may even look at all those functions you're importing and, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So today I wanted to start by one of my most popular function, the for loop. Iteration generally. I love iterations because, well, is one thing I know that throughout my whole years of programming, I've always had to use a lot of it. Like there's nobody in this world who told me that they have developed a lot of programs and don't make use of it in their programs. It's literally impossible. Even if you don't know you're making use of it, you are literally making use of it. So today we're going to understand how it works. And to do this, we're going to make use of this popular method called the magic method or the Dunder method. Yeah. So the magic method or Dunder method are those whenever you're coding and you see anything that starts with double underscore, has the word in it, usually four letters. I don't know why, but not compulsory, and ends with double underscores. It's called a magic method. Now, I'm not going to get into what they are here, but if you want me to do a video explaining them further, you can let me know in the comment section below. The reason though why I use this init function is because it's like the most popular one. Once you start actually going into full scale project, you are declaring classes, you need to define an init function. If you are working with, for example, now in Django, when you're going to create different sections of your code in folders, in directories, actually, that is the right name to call it. So if you're going to create different directories in your program, you must create a on it underscore dot underscore init dot py file. So you know what, we're gonna get into all this if you want me to do the um if you want me to release a video covering it. But today that's not why we're here. Today we are here to learn about two two sorry. We're here to learn about, let me just comment this out. We're going to be learning about the iter and the next. So yeah, these are the two methods we're gonna be working with today. And I don't know if from what I've written you've already started getting hints. And if you have, then it's lucky you, you're going somewhere in Python. But I don't know, I'm just so happy. I don't know why I'm happy today. Okay, so the iter method, it's okay, these two stuff, the iter and the next, if you haven't picked it up already, the iter stands for iteration, and sorry, and both of them, to the iter and the next, together form a protocol called the iterator protocol. Now this protocol is called when a certain function is declared, and we're going to comment the function here below. The function is called the iter, basically the same thing just without the underscore, and the next, yeah, this is how you call it. So what, if you haven't picked it up already, what is it used for? It's used to iterate through an iterator. Yeah, it's used to iterate and iterate. It's used to iterate through an iterator. Now, the next question is, what is an iterator? Now, I'm not good with defining words, but I'm just gonna break it down to you as much as I can. An iterator is anything you can loop through. Basically, as I can tell you. For example, when working with for loop, the whole idea of for loop is, for example, giving something usually a data structure because it's a collection of data. So if we are giving something, the most common thing, if we are giving a list of numbers 1 to 4, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we want to print out every single thing in the list. Now, okay, let me just put this quick disclaimer out there. I know a lot of you will be like, I used to say this before when I started learning programming. I'm like, well, actually, I want to learn the harder way of going about doing this when I already know the easier method. Well, thing people don't get about programming, yes, quite right. It's nice to work with an easier function. Like, I would never use this. Yeah, I've not gotten to a stage. Shit, I've not gotten to a stage when I would, want to start working with um this method I'm introducing you all to. But it's just the thing about programming is all technical. You need to just understand it, so you'll not be like, oh, I just learned the surface, and when I need to go in depth, I'm gonna focus. Once you start working with all these challenges, working with other people who have like swallow this, who eat this for breakfast, you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna feel like you don't know nothing, and it's going to really mess up your self esteem. So just give yourself fever and just and it's like, okay, yeah, quite right. You're gonna make use of the for loop, but at least you know understand what is happening. It's just have an idea of what's going on. Just like, okay, I know a lot of people still don't like cooking, but just like going somewhere and having a nice meal. And even if you say, oh yeah, I'm never gonna cook it, but like understanding how the food was made. Okay, yeah. Let's get back. So we're gonna use a for loop now to carry out a function, a sequence, and then we're gonna break it down and go back to the 90s. So let's start with declaring the for loop. I'm sure by now, if you have been watching my videos, you already know how for loops work. For declaring a new variable of your choice, I, the most popular variable ever when it comes to working with loops. For I in, you can use not in, it depends, but you know what? No. For I in the name of what you want to, the name of the iterator list. For I in list. Don't forget, what do you call this dot? The double dot is a colon. It's a colon. We want to carry out a function. We're going to work on the most basic function here. We're not doing anything fancy. We're just gonna print it out. Print I. We can save it here and let's run it. So you can see it printed everything 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So let's just comment out this 4. Let's comment this out. Comment this out. And now let's go into the harder version. Let's sorry. Okay, yes, let's make use of this iter and next. Now basically what happens is we've already declared our list, our iterator. Okay, no, let's go like this. We've declared a list. You can also iterate through dictionaries. Yeah, any collection of data, even strings also. We do use it for strings, but you can't use it for an integer because an integer numbers are numbers, is like one word. It's not a sequence of data or however I explain it. So you have strings, you have list, tuples, um, dictionaries, sets. What was it? What was that? Can you iterate through sets? Can you? Oh, sorry, let me quickly Google that. Can you iterate through sets? Sorry, 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 sorry. In Python, sets are another collection of data type that is iterable. Okay, yes, you can. All right. Okay, let's go. So now we've declared our iterator. Now we've declared our sequence, our function, our variable. Now we need to make it iterator. Oh shit. Oh, oh, oh. Now we need to make it iterate. You know what? Fuck it. Let's declare a new variable A. Name it however you want. And we're going to call this iter this stuff here. this stuff. We're gonna call it. So we just pass it here, and in the middle, we're gonna call the variable we want to loop through. Here it's list. Stage one is complete. Secondly, we want to start getting it. So we want to do that for I in this, do this. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. So let's print for the next one. So we're gonna say print. We're gonna call the next. Okay, so just quickly first. Usually when you're working with this stuff, you need to be, the problem with this is to have an idea of to have an idea of, what, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. So we're gonna call the next, we're gonna pass in our bracket, and we're gonna pass the name of this A we just declared here. So let's just run this one first. So you see printed one. So we can continue. How many times did it appear? One, two, three. Okay, we just print three. Let's just copy this and print it. So it will just, once the function has been called once, that is the first loop, you call it again, that's the second loop. So now it should give us one, two, three, four. Perfect. So now what if we say the list? Because for loop, you don't need to actually know, like that is actually one of the main points. You don't really have to know exactly how many things are there. So how exactly, let's create a new, let's create a new file. Let's call that file 4.py. Let's define, I don't know, I'm feeling so happy. Let's define a function, and let's call the function, we can't call it for, let's call the fun, can we call it, is loop a reserved word? Let's call the function, I don't know how to name functions. Let's call the function iterating. Now I don't remember it. You know what? Wait, let's call the function triple F. I'm always happy. Yeah, let's just go with it. Comment out. Now we need to get the function to be able to detect how many stops, how many um the length. So we all know the popular function length. You know what, we're gonna jump into that later. But let's just pass this. So let's just comment this out. Let's comment this out. And let's print out the length of the list we're working with. So the length is 4, right? So what we're going to do, we're gonna say, I'm trying to think of how to go about this without um without okay, we'll use conditionals to do it. Yeah, we'll use conditionals to do it. I'm just trying to think of a way to do it without having to call for. So we'll use conditionals, then maybe later when we reach conditionals we'll jump through that bridge. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. So let's say this is going to receive a, what do you call this stuff that you put here again? I'm just so lost today. They're just passing list. So once the list has been passed in, um, we are going to do y is equals to the length of the list, right? Then we're going to pass an if conditional. If um if y is, we need, are we going to run to zero? If it's at 4, you do it. If it's at 3, you do it again. If it's at 2, you do it again. If it's at 1, you do it again. No. If y is greater than 0, so that's when we're going to pass in this beautiful function. So now we're going to get the this stuff here. Just copy that and just paste it here. And we're gonna get this. So this is not exactly a functioning for loop per se, but it's just to understand the idea. Because in for loops allows you to carry out more functionality. So maybe down the line we're going to start implementing all those things. But for now, we're just doing the basics. So we're going to just pass this here. So this is just a for loop that basically just iterates through your list and just print it out. Then we'll just save this project and continue updating it until we have gotten the for loop settled down, and you know we'll move forward from there. So we have to print next a okay, that's all right. Okay, no, we're going to have to. Oh no, no, mm-mm, mm-mm. If we do it, if it's just going to pass one, so we're going to, should we use while? Would that be cheating if we use while? Let's use while. I doubt it's cheating. And so let's just use while. So while y is greater than 0, then we'll do sorry, where are we getting the y from? Y minus equals to 1. And let's just save it. So now I'm sure by now you should already be familiar with importing files. If you're not, then I think I have a video on it. If not, you can let me know and I can upload the video from it. But what we're gonna do, I think we can just import it since it's inside the same directory, right? Let's just import. What do you name it? Let me change the name of the file. Okay. Oh no, from 4. Let's import from it. Because if we don't pass that, we're going to have to pass 4 dots, the name of the model we want to import. What is the name? F F F. And we just did it. So we're going to call it for the list. So we're going to call here let's just cross our fingers and hope it works. Oh, we should only printed once. Okay, let's see what we did wrong. Okay, no. Sorry, let's take this outside of the loop. Yes. because if it loops, then it's just going to reiterate and whatnot. So let's keep this outside of the loop and run it again. Perfect. Oh my god. Alright, so yeah, that's our kind of like our part one into the behind the scenes of the four loop. So we're gonna dive in deeper. Maybe whenever I visit this particular topic again, we're gonna be looking at how to fully implement it and maybe how to actually get rid. As we go, maybe wants to find out how to do while loop, we'll just replace the while loop here and just like a fun stupid project that nobody actually gives a fuck about. Either ways, thank you all for watching. If you're not subscribed, please do that. Um, and yeah, there's another channel that is like a feature channel, so subscribe to that also. Once it reaches a certain amount of subscribers, I am going to start a new series there, but that's still further notice. If you're watching this on Instagram or on TikTok, give me a follow, and yeah, let me know your questions in the comments below, and I hope to see you guys here next time. Have a good day. Bye.